Good afternoon. I'm Heather Good in for Susan Dinkle. She'll join us in just a few minutes. Winter weather, our top story this afternoon. WTHI-TV has been working around the clock to ensure you and your family have the latest updates on this winter storm. Leading that charge is our storm team. Kevin brings us up to speed on what's going on right now.
All right, thank you very much, Heather, and hi, everybody. On this Friday evening, here's a look at the Storm Team 10 storm tracker. As you can see, the snow now gradually moving off to the southeast. This timing of this storm is almost exactly the way we've been tracking it over the last day or two, with the heavier amounts of snow into Knox and Davies and Martin counties, and we still have snow down and through here. The temperature, of course, has dropped. It's at 27 degrees right now, 27 in Sullivan and 26 in Vincennes, and the wind has increased as well, with the wind at 21 miles per hour, 22 in Robinson. This is a steady wind speed, and we also have had wind gusts 28 miles per hour here in Terre Haute, 29 in Sullivan, and 30 in Robinson. I believe that the wind is a big factor in what's going on as far as our weather situation, and with that in mind, Storm Team 10 meteorologist Brady Harp now joins us live from just outside Marshall, Illinois. He's braving these winter weather elements, and he's going to tell us what's going on out there with the cold and the wind and the snow. Brady.
That's right, Kevin. I'm outside Marshall, Illinois right now, and while the snow is largely ended here in Illinois, it still looks like it's snowing because of these major wind speeds. It's strong winds out across the region here, and you know, around Marshall it's kind of flat. So this snow is just blowing around off rooftops, off of trees, and it's reducing the visibility throughout the region. And even though the roads have in many places been cleared off, what we're going to see over the next several hours because of these major winds is the snow is going to kind of blow over the top of those roads, kind of creating some hazardous driving conditions. And even if you do see snow on the roads and you have to be out and about tonight, even there's a kind of a thin layer of snow underneath the snow in many places is some slick conditions. There's some ice underneath that snow in many places, and where the snow has melted, that liquid rain or the snow is actually going to refreeze as we move through the night tonight because of dropping temperatures. So if you don't have to be outside, it might be a good idea for you to stay inside as we move through the overnight hours. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, Brady. Well, let's take a look at your traffic now here in Terre Haute, with traffic flowing along until you get down here into the south part of the area where you would expect it. Here is the I-70 interchange with 3rd Street. See how slow it gets down and through here? And so this is an area where traffic is slowing down. And in many areas across the region, traffic is moving more slowly than normal. Now, we can take you down to Sullivan and into Sullivan County, and that is where we also have had some wintry weather. And that's where our own Garrett Brown is. And Garrett brings us up to date about what's happening in Sullivan. Garrett?
Kevin, like you mentioned, the wind is picking up, but the snow flurries have stopped here in Sullivan County. The road crews have been out in full force doing their best to help keep the roads clean, but it seems like once they make a path, more snow would come down on top of it. Now, just a little bit ago, I talked to Sheriff Clark Cottom. He says they have all their deputies out on the streets helping those who need help. But a layer of ice is underneath all this snow, making it extremely slick. The majority of those that are out on the roads right now are either trying to make it to their jobs or back from their jobs or buy supplies so they can stay indoors. There have been nearly 20 slide-outs, though, reported here in Sullivan County due to these icy conditions.
We began having slide-offs around 2 a.m., 3 a.m., right in through there. We worked several throughout the county. Fortunately, there were no serious injuries or fatalities at this time.
Now, I know that Sullivan County, coming up later tonight at News 10 at 6, will have live reaction from those who actually drove out in these wintry conditions, and also I have some advice from law enforcement on what you should do if you find yourself in a slide-off situation. I'm Garrett Brown here in Sullivan County. Now, I also know that we're not the only ones here with some road conditions and some issues with that, so I'm going to toss it to News 10's Susan Dinkle, who's live in Terre Haute with a road traffic report. Susie?
Thank you, Garrett. Well, at this hour, expect main roadways to be fairly clear, but let me reiterate this. They are not perfect. Let me step out of the video screen for you. This is Ohio Boulevard. Take a look there. We've got some slush on the road, some wintry residue from the storm earlier today. This could all potentially refreeze and create some real slippery spots out there, which could have us slipping and sliding all over the roadway. So we all need to be careful and definitely aware. Now, this is a busy Boulevard. This is a busy area for traffic. Now I want to talk about secondary roads, and if you're looking across the street there, that's 30th Street. That is one of the secondary roads that is still hazardous at this point and remains untouched. But we need to understand road crews prioritize the roads that they tackle, and they are trying to get to all the roads as quickly as possible. You're looking here at video from one of the city crews we caught out earlier today, and a big shout out to the men and women for all their hard work. Unfortunately, they still have a lot of work ahead. The lesson here, folks, if you don't have to go out tonight, don't do it. Make it a board game night, watch a movie, just stay inside. But if you do have to go out, be extra careful, take your time, and be patient. Reporting live from Terre Haute, Susan Dinkel, News 10. Back to you, Heather.
All right, Susie, thank you. Well, emergency crews say the ice has created a huge obstacle. News 10's Kylie Thomas rode along with crews today to show you the conditions they're facing.
We are with the Vigo County Highway Patrol right now doing a ride along. These guys have been busy since 3 this morning, salting the roads and clearing them off for drivers. We want to show you the conditions we're dealing with right now. This is on the north side of Terre Haute, where it is still pretty messy, as you can see there. There's piles of snow and sleet. We talked to Indiana State Police today. They are thankful to report there have been no injuries so far. There's been a few crashes and several slide-offs. But again, they want to urge drivers to continue to slow down and stay off the roads, because these roads are just going to continue to freeze with the dropping temperatures throughout the night. We're going to, of course, continue to track these conditions here at News 10 on air and online. In Vigo County, I'm Kylie Thomas, News 10.
Obviously, this weather has had an impact on schools and businesses all across the valley. News 10 is your headquarters for coverage you can count on both on air and online. For the most up-to-the-minute closings and travel advisories, we've got you covered on WTHI-TV.com.